Is he trying to? It sounds just like he's trying to.
That or is it nervous reporter?
It sounds like nervous reporter.
I think he's got first day.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Jeff Begay's is in Greenville, Virginia, not far from this crash site. Jeff, good morning. Seems like a very sad story. What are we learning?
Well, good morning, Tony. This is where that search was focused overnight. You can see behind me, it's a fairly rural area, and so investigators and search crews really didn't have a lot of light to work with as they were searching for that plane. We know this morning that there were 4 people on board the plane, and fighter jets were scrambled where the people on board did not respond to air traffic control. The cause of the crash remains under investigation, but today military officials insist that they did not shoot down that plane.
It's like he's struggling more.
Never got any better.
When he started talking about no survivors, I really tried to focus and I couldn't.
All right, so
I've looked him up to make sure he's on, but I don't see anything. I don't know.
Wow. So the fighter jets caused the boom, which freaked everybody out, and we've got some other stuff. Some is this mainly B-roll and stuff? The other stuff that we have?
Yeah.
Why is there a guy playing a guitar with the harmonica?
It's funny.
Oh.
No, this is part of it here. So this is different people's reaction to the sonic boom.
Oh, okay.
So the sonic
wrote
boom
a song
happened.
about it? No, the different guy.
Well, just watch.
Hang on.
So that lady's just very shocked, and you can hear car alarms going off in the background there. And then there's a lady.
Came out of Andrews right there in D.C., but they had to catch up with it, and they were already behind the curve.
Yeah.
So they got authorized to go supersonic, and that's what you hear.
And here's a dog.
Look, there's Mr. Buddy.
There he is. He's gonna be real surprised.
Oh wow.
Boy, he's up and gone. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then,
But you know what? I'm glad that they had this response. You know, because at 9/11 we seemed like we were caught a little off guard with some of this.
Yeah.
So at least they had warning that the plane was coming, and they reacted.
They did.
Now, what happened on the plane? Did the pilot pass out? Is that what we believe?
Yeah.
they're
This
speculating.
is another one here.
I couldn't listen to the story.
They're speculating.
I know you couldn't, could you?
Here's the last one here.
Hey.
So this husband and wife were about to record a song. Sonic boom's about to get him.
Travis.
Travis, what is that?
Travis had a boat. By the way, what if they open the back door and that guy's, don't be so Greg, is everything good? They did not shoot the plane down. Everybody should have been shooting the sonic boom. But Greg, I mean, I want this is all we're getting. No, I know it's a very serious story, but how do you have? How's this guy on CBS?
Hey, by the way,
Bonnie was watching everybody's face,
and
he looks so ready. That's what I didn't admit. He's nodding. He looks very authoritative.
Yeah.
I think he's ready to go. There we go. Well, they're still trying to fix it. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know.
That's my goodness.
It's
a pretty big deal, too.
He was holding back. Did you see how confident he looked, though, when they're about to pitch to him? Oh, yeah. He's nodding like, yes, sir, I got the story. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Well, so will you think, back to Bubba's point, this was kind of a Payne Stewart situation, we think? Maybe they lost pressure in the cabin because nobody would respond. There's 4 people on there, and they couldn't get response from anybody. So they think maybe they all possibly passed out.
And this is
inside the plane, kind of like
former,
what happened.
Is the NRA exec or something, granddaughter and daughter or something? I was reading all
I don't know. They said that it crashed near the George Washington National Forest in Virginia, which I have rode through before, Rick. Very strange.
Yep.
Beautiful area.
So,
GOP donor whose daughter and granddaughter were killed in the private crash.
Wow. So apparently, no doubt something happened inside the plane.
Yeah.
And the plane then was just basically flying with no one driving it. Top of the hour.
Wow. Rick and Bubba.
Mitchell, Bedford, and Bloomington's home for rock classics. 97.9 WSLM.
The answer to someone else's prayers.
Organ donation is a gift from the heart. Say yes next time you're at the BMV. Learn more at donatelifeindiana.org.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The FBI is expected to bring a document to Capitol Hill today that allegedly describes a $5 million criminal bribery scheme involving President Biden and a
special day. This is a very special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. Early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Very special day it is. It is the 5th day of June. Want to welcome everyone on a Monday. And I do have from, actually from Meadowview Healthcare Center, I do have Erin as my co-host this morning. Good morning, Erin. Erin's my new co-host. Exciting. Good to have you with us. Erin, get into that microphone and bring it up a little bit closer to you. Make sure. We don't want to miss out all those great things you got to say. And we do have Miss Hoosier Heartland with us this morning. And I'll let you introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dahlia Morgan, Miss Hoosier Heartland. So happy to be here this morning.
All right, so we got some royalty with us this morning, Erin, okay? All right, let's thank our sponsors, okay?
We have Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Hawks Pearly Wealthy Management, Po' Boys Barbecue, and Dr. Black's Eye Associates.
Yay, thank you to our great sponsors. We're very thankful for them. Monday, did everyone have a good weekend?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
This weekend, I kind of just worked on preparing for Miss Indiana.
Okay. All right, we're going to talk all about that, getting ready, and all the prep that goes in that. Erin, you did some kayaking?
Yep. My son and I bought kayaks spur of the moment this weekend, so.
So, are your arms sore?
Yeah.
I was going to say, you noticed that, don't you?
Yeah. My son was exhausted this morning.
Oh,
so.
I love that, though. But it's fun, and, you know, probably felt good, a little cooler, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not water. Did your boat turn over?
No, we did fine.
Wow.
Nobody flipped. Nobody got actually in the water, so I feel like it was a successful trip because I thought I was going to mess that up. So.
It's always fun when you do a little flipping, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we had a busy weekend and a lot going on, and successful race at the Speedway. Hats off to them, and another weekend of that. Let's see what else we went on. Nora's Crusade had a wonderful turnout for that, and we had a lot going on. I'm trying to remember everything that was going on. A lot of graduation parties, and it seems like like the days or the weekends, well, even through the week, there's like 6 events always going on, right? I mean, it seems like it's just a busy time. So, but it's a fun time for sure. So, anyway, also we want to go. This is the 5th day of June. This is Apple II Day. Okay. This is also Festival of Popular Delusions Day. Okay. Okay. Ooh, hot air balloon. Have you ever rode in a hot air balloon, Dahlia?
I have.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Did you do it tethered, or have you gone all the way up? I mean, like all around?
We went all the way up, and we went to Nashville, Tennessee, and we went hot air ballooning. I was about 9 years old.
How fun. Was it scary?
Yes.
That's on my bucket list. So, like, what did everybody look like?
Tiny, extremely tiny. It's kind of like being in an airplane, I will say. It's just a lot more open, so I didn't really look down much because I'm not a heights person.
So, you left from Nashville, or you did it at Nashville? Like, how far did you travel? Do you know?
I feel like we were traveling for quite a while, but we ended up back in Nashville. We left from Nashville, but we ended up back there.
Oh, wow. You had to do a U-turn.
Yeah.
I've not seen a U-turn in a balloon. That's pretty cool, though.
There's like an instructor up there, and he stands in like the middle. Not like the middle, obviously, because that's what keeps the air balloon up, like around the middle, and you're not allowed to like walk a bunch. And then it was like just my family, and then another family, and they had a son. It's pretty awkward, but it was fun.
Now, when the gentleman, can you feel the heat from the top of it?
Yes. It's extremely hot, but it's so windy because we are like up in the air.
Yeah. Did he look like he was panicking at any time?
No, at all. He looked like he had done this a million times.
Oh, okay. That would feel good.
I would never.
Yeah. Would you do it?
No, I'm terrified of heights.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
okay.
There's no way.
Yeah. I want to do it, but I think I do. I don't know, because once you get up there, though, there's no turning. I mean, you know what I mean? You're just going to have to suck it up, Buttercup.
That's my problem. There's no turning back, and if I went down.
No, they didn't have a long ladder that reached down, right, to let you go down. Can I go down the ladder?
Yeah.
That's fun, though. National, thank God it's Monday Day, right? Yeah, we thank God every day, but I don't know because if it's Monday or not, right? National Attitude Day. Oh, how important is attitude?
Yeah. I think it's everything.
Yeah. I think you have to have an attitude of gratitude every day. You know what I mean? I think just being positive and realizing how great and what a blessing to have what we do have, right? Yeah. National Gingerbread Day. You ever made a gingerbread house?
I have not.
Have you not? Okay. Well, there's still plenty of time. Usually around Christmas time. What about you?
Oh, yeah. It's a war of gingerbread houses for my family during Christmas.
Oh, this is funny.
Yeah.
What do you guys do? Like, is it competitive?
Oh, yeah. Like my entire family.
Oh, I loved it. Hang on. This is fun. Okay. So, like, you have, like one house that you all do them in, and then or everybody just brings them and...
So a lot of the time, yeah, but during COVID and stuff, everyone did them at their separate houses, and we posted them on Facebook and let everyone like vote which one was the best. You don't really get anything; it's just a fun.
Oh yeah, no, really, much more better than any kind of trophy or anything is the glory, the bragging rights, right?
Yeah, for the rest of the year.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. So did you win, or did you? No. Okay.
No.
Well, that's
my aunt goes all out. She's crafty, and I'm not. So I've won before, but not last year. I'm coming for her this year.
That's
though.
right. That's right. I'll have to help you. We'll have to figure out some really cool candy or something. Find some candy from a different country.
Yeah.
Or something.
Crazy.
Yeah, we're coming strong.
Yeah.
We're coming bold.
We're coming in hot.
That's right. All right. National Veggie Burger Day. I love a veggie burger.
Me too.
Oh, love those. Yeah. Sausage Roll Day. This looks so good. It's it looks like almost like a pig in a blanket. Could do that too. World Environment Day. Always important to take care of our environment, right? Yes. And it's going to be, speaking of environment, it's going to be another hot day, so everyone please be careful out there. Plenty of water, plenty of sunscreen, take breaks every so often, and just take it easy, right? Yeah, it's 62 right now. We're going to hit 83 again, so 83 will be around 3 o'clock today, so, you know, when you're in the heat of it all, right? Or if you know someone that's got a pool, just drop in on them. Oh, I just happen to have my bathing suit. Can I jump in? All right. Well, and Erin, everything going fine over at Meadowview?
Yeah, this will be my third week covering Salem and Meadowview.
Yeah.
So still training, but I love it so far.
Yeah. Both facilities are fantastic, and they're both unique.
Yeah.
It's like children. They're both your favorite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And both of them have got so many great people that work there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
People. So, Well, good to check in and all that you guys got going on. All right,
Dahlia.
Dahlia. I'm gonna get that, Dahlia. Let's talk about let's find out a little about yourself. Tell us your parents and all about yourself. We want to know everything.
Okay, so my parents are Heidi Morgan and Roy Morgan. I've done pageants for quite a few years now. I took a break, and then this year I joined the Miss America organization. I do it because I want to have fun. I want to meet new people. I want to promote my platform. And I think it's a chance for me to really get out there and show who I am as a person. I do cheerleading. I do competitive cheerleading. I also do school cheerleading here at Salem High School. I just got my permit recently.
Look out. Yay.
Actually. And I leave Thursday to go to Terre Haute to coach with Special Olympics. Super excited about that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I have Miss Indiana coming up in less than a week now. Super excited. I think that's it.
All right, well, let's go back. All right, let's talk about when you were younger, like your first pageant. I mean,
okay. I done the I was super young. I had to be just months old, and my mom put me in like the little Washington County like baby pageant.
I know she did. Yeah, yes.
I won. It was super fun.
Yes.
I think. I still have the picture though.
Yeah.
And then I done the normal like Washington County Little Miss pageant for I think 3 years whenever I was younger, and I won whenever I was probably about 6 years old. Then she had me in like the Miss Priss organization. I had a lot of fun there. I think I was actually really young, so I don't really recall most of it. Just about 5th or 4th grade, I stopped doing pageants just because I wanted to focus more on cheer. And then this past year, during summer, I was like, I want to do pageants. I think it's going to be super fun. I want to meet new people. And so my mom reached out to quite a few people, and we made it happen, and I started joining the Miss America organization in August.
Awesome. Well, that's quite a road, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's nice, you're young, and it's nice to do a little bit of everything and try and see what you like, right?
Yes.
And it's cool that you came back. You know what I mean? That you enjoyed, of course, cheer, but also you wanted to get back into pageants.
Yeah.
So what does that mean when you're talking about joining the Miss America pageant, or Miss America group? What is that?
So in pageants, there are multiple organizations, and the one
I think that's what confuses everybody.
Yes.
I mean, how many different organizations or how many different pageants there are?
Yes.
Yeah.
So more so getting older, there are quite a few younger divisions, but as you get older, like teen, miss age, there I think are 3 organizations. And the one that's most commonly heard of is the Miss America organization. They just recently had the, I guess, Miss Worldwide thing that went, I feel like, pretty viral on the internet. But there's Miss American with an N, kind of confusing. And then there's Miss Worldwide, and then there's obviously Miss America. And it just kind of goes up from there. So if you compete in Miss America, then you'll compete against different countries, and that's how you'll get to Miss Worldwide.
Okay, all right.
Kind of quite a few steps, but
yeah. But that's pretty awesome though, and that journey is very, I guess, educational for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're meeting a lot of cool people too. So go back to when you were younger. Was there? Can you tell a difference from today? Were you a little more nervous, or do you still get the same butterflies every time, or is it?
I think I've always been a really outgoing person, so I don't recall there ever being a time where I was not really wanting to be in front of people. I think now it definitely has a lot more thought to go into it, but I'm always super excited. I don't really feel like I get super nervous.
Mm-hmm. So was there, going back in your history, because you're how old?
15 years old.
15, okay. So your long history. Your long history. What was like one of your favorite pageants, or your favorite pageant dresses, or
my favorite pageant dress, I think we still own it actually, and it was brown, and it was pretty fitted at the top, and it had lots and lots of ruffles.
Ooh.
And I think I tried to wear it until I was about 7 years old, and we got it whenever I was 5, so I grew out of it pretty fast, but I still love it to this day.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So was that a fun pageant? Do you remember that one?
I actually don't remember the pageant at all.
Okay.
I just remember the dress, and I think it's because all my family came to see me in said pageant, because there's pictures of it, and it just makes me, I think the dress has like nostalgia with it, and it, yeah.
Oh, I think it would be, yeah. Well, there's always that one dress that you just...
Like sentimental.
Yeah, yeah. No matter, and then like when you get older, like it doesn't always fit, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
I never wore dresses.
Do you not, Erin?
No.
Oh.
Not my thing.
Okay. I love dresses.
I think they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll wear like summer dresses, like sundresses or longer dresses, but I think they're beautiful, but I cannot walk in heels, and I'm just not very dressy.
Well, everybody's unique. I mean, we'll give you a good kayak and a river, right?
Yeah,
and
that's
look
good
out.
to go.
There you go. I love that. No, it's good. So going back on the pageants and stuff, explain what all does a pageant entail? What all like?
So in a pageant, there are quite a few categories. You have interview. Those normally start in the morning, and in Miss Indiana, you have a 9-minute interview. So it's individual. You have 5 judges, and they just ask you questions about yourself, and you answer them. It's my favorite category. Most people, it makes them pretty nervous, but I love talking to people, so it works well for me. Then you have fitness. Fitness is kind of complicated because in prelims, which is what Miss Future Heartland is, it's a prelim title, and you have to do like push-ups and like jumping jacks on stage. But in Miss Indiana, it's kind of like, I feel like it's a more preppy walk. It's just kind of like super upbeat to like some fun music. And then you have talent. Everyone's talent is different, and I think that's one of my favorite portions, just to like know that everyone else has something that they like love truly to do, that they want to do in front of everyone. I tumble. And then you have evening gown and onstage questions, so the super big dresses, and then they ask you a question about yourself and you answer. And then you have crowning, which is where everyone comes on stage, and I feel like that's never the sisterhood like really is put down to the situation, because even though it's been a competition all day, it is where like we all come together, we hold hands, and like we're praying for each other, and then someone walks home with the crown, and then we all still support them, we all take pictures, and everyone goes home.
Wow. Make it sound so easy. So right now you hold the title of Miss Hoosier Heartland.
Yes.
Okay, and tell me how you got that title.
So Miss Future Heartland is a prelim I won, I want to say February.
Okay.
And I done prelims from August to February. I done quite a few of them until I finally won Miss Future Heartland. I competed against you compete against the same girls almost all prelims, because we're all trying to win a title, because you have to have a prelim title to go to Miss Indiana. You can't just like show up.
Okay.
Yes. So we all are competing against each other, and of course only one person wins each time. And there's probably about 10, 11 girls at each pageant. So then the girl that didn't win will continue to compete against each other at other prelims until we all have titles, and then we'll all go to Miss Indiana, and that's the title we're representing. So commonly, I'm not going to get addressed to as like Dahlia. Like, they're not going to tell me, they're going to be like, Miss Future Heartland, we need you. And it's, I guess, another way for them to address you. And I don't know, it's cool. It's kind of complicated because some of these girls, like, I've competed against multiple times, and I only know them by name. I don't know their title, but at Miss Indiana, like, I have to know their title. So.
Oh, wow. Well, they have the sash. As long as they have their sash on, you can just read, right?
Yes.
It's like a name tag. Everyone keep your sashes on, so that I mean, that would be hard to remember. So, Miss Hoosier Heartland, where did you compete? And tell us about that competition, and how did you feel good about that, or tell us a little about, go into detail.
So, Miss Future Heartland, I competed just about the Carmel area, and
Carmel, okay.
Yes, it was kind of an earlier morning. I had to be up at 4, and that's
I don't think people realize.
Yes, we have to, every pageant, the show-up time is normally between 5 and 6, and that's whenever you go in the dressing room. You set
A.M.
Yes.
Okay.
You set down all of your stuff, and I won't make it home that night until probably 10 or 11. But it's a very long day. It's super exciting, though. I feel like whenever I wake up earlier, I think I'm more ready, because I'm like, I can't wait to get this and just go home and go to bed.
Yeah.
But Miss Future Heartland, I competed against 7 girls in the Carmel area. One of the better stages I've competed on, I will say. It's a lot bigger, but it was, I feel like, a little more scarier. My interview was actually, I didn't feel like it went very well. I kind of had a moment about it. I was pretty upset, but I was still just super excited to continue the day.
Can we ask why?
I don't, something about the interview kind of scared me.
The question?
Yes.
Okay, well, do tell. Erin and I are on the edge of our chairs waiting to hear.
They asked me rather unheard of questions, not more things off my resume, more things like, if I was a candy, what would I describe myself as? And I don't think that's a question I've ever had to think of answering, because you do prepare for them.
Yeah.
You go through many preparations to go to each pageant, and you normally prepare with things off your resume, and that's not something we had to do for Miss Future Heartland. I feel like they asked me very few questions about my resume, and very pop fly questions, things, favorite fast food place, favorite drinks, and I was pretty confused, but I still answered them the best I thought I could without any preparation. And I think by the end of the interview, I had fun. I think I was just more took back by the situation, but my talent, my fitness, my evening gown, I feel like that all went amazing. I was also competing with my friend Harper at said pageant, and they were giving away 2 titles. They were giving away Miss Tippecanoe and then Miss Future Heartland, and me and Harper ended up winning together.
Oh,
it was
that's
a
awesome.
super fun time,
Yay.
yes. But I actually didn't think that was going to be my best pageant, and then here we are, competed from August to February. So.
Right. So, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, what about what kind of candy bar did you say?
I said a Laffy Taffy because I believe
Wait,
that
I love that. Oh, you did good.
I would have never thought of that.
I don't think that one would have come up on my head. You know what I mean?
Because I believe that I'm a super funny person, and they were like, "Well, tell me a joke," and I was like, "Oh Lord," because I don't believe that I'm funny in a joking way. I feel like just some of the things I do kind of catch people off guard.
Yeah.
And it's funny in the end.
Yeah.
And I kind of just looked at them for a second, and they were like, "Okay, we're gonna move on." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. I mean, I already gave you my candy bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't.
Come up with a
Yeah,
joke.
really, a joke right now. Yeah. Well, and then so you did the candy bar, and then what was the other thing then?
My favorite fast food place.
Ooh.
My favorite fast food place is Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
Yes.
Jesus chicken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus
Love
chicken.
Chick-fil-A.
I would have hit McDonald's, Golden Arch, you know what I mean? Big Mac all the way.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. So I'm sure they were happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was the third question, or what was the another question? Or
Another question I had was, what was my favorite soft drink?
Uh-oh.
I don't drink soda,
Yeah.
so that was kind of a situation I ran into. And I have drank soda before, so obviously it's a question I can answer,
Yeah.
but it's not something that just pops into my head. And I said Big Red.
Oh,
Out of
love that,
nowhere,
yeah.
Big Red, which is only common, I guess, more southern areas,
Yeah.
because they don't have it in a lot of stores up there. And one of the judges looked extremely confused, and I was like, "Can I ask why you look so confused?" And she was like, "I don't know, I feel like I've never heard someone openly say that, that's my favorite drink, because it's so hard to find." And I was like, it's actually not very hard to find where I live.
Yeah.
So.
We love our Big Red. Yeah. Well, that's cool if you introduced. Maybe she'll go and find a Big Red somewhere, right?
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think you did good on your questions. I think that's well played. Yeah, well done. So then after your question, then you went and you did your
Fitness.
Fitness. Okay, and that was your gymnastics?
No, my gymnastics will be my talent portion.
Okay.
My fitness it's kind of like a run onto the middle of the stage, and then there was 4 jumping jacks, and then 2 lunges, then you done some push-ups. Keep in mind, you have to look like you're having so much fun while doing all of this. And I'm actually kind of struggling. And then you do some push-ups, and then you stand up, and you kind of flex your muscles, and then you run off stage. But it's supposed to be a frolicky run. You're supposed to be having fun, and it's supposed to look kind of like a movie. And it's kind of awkward.
So do you wear your sash when you're doing that?
No.
I was going to say, doing push-ups and a sash,
Yeah.
that would be a degree of difficulty.
So there's
Are you in
multiple-
heels?
No.
Okay.
So there's multiple.
Now, I could do it. I could do that, okay? It's the sash part that would get me, yeah.
There's multiple outfit portions in a day. So your interview is going to be more of a fitted, longer dress. And then for fitness, it's leggings and a full-length tank top. And then whatever choice of tennis shoes you want to wear. I wear white, sparkly Steve Madden tennis shoes. super comfortable, if I'm being honest. And then for talent, it just depends on what you do. Most vocalists, they wear dresses. Dancers, obviously, will wear like a leotard. Now, I'm a cheerleader, so I run into a situation of what do I wear for it?
Right.
And I normally end up wearing some form of a leotard with some form of like bottoms, and then cheer shoes. And then, of course, for evening gown, we all wear the super big dresses.
Right, right.
And then you also wear the super big dresses with the heels that you had underneath for crowning. And crowning takes about 20 to 30 minutes, and you're in those, I think my heels are 6-inch platforms. And you're standing there for about 20 or 30 minutes not moving. It's pretty uncomfortable by the end of the day. But.
Yeah. Definitely need to soak those piggies.
Yeah.
So back to going back to your talent. So okay, so you're cheerleading, but like, what are you doing on stage? Are you like?
So it's kind of a mix of gymnastics and dance. I do kind of a fun, more upbeat acro style of a dance to lead into quite a few tumbling passes. I think at Miss Future Heartland I did 9. I did just. It's kind of scary at the same time because most of these people have never seen someone tumble in such a hard ground. And I remember...
Do you have mats?
No. You tumble directly on the wood stage.
Okay.
And I remember whenever I did my first pass, and I heard... You can hear everyone. They're dead silent. And it was a... And, like, I heard a gasp, and I thought something happened to me, but obviously I didn't feel it. And I was really confused, but I just continued to, like, move on. I will say people's reactions do kind of throw me off guard because I'm so used to tumbling on like a stage or like a harder ground and no mats because that's what you have to do for pageants, and most people aren't used to seeing it, so it does scare them, which in return they make a noise which scares me. So
so when you do this, when you are doing this, do you have like, do you pick a song? What song do you do you change it up every time? Or?
No, actually, we were going to change it up for Miss Indiana, and we decided to keep it. It's like a mix of like multiple songs, and it has Salute in it. I don't even know who it's by, if I'm being honest. It has quite a few songs, and my mom actually made it, and she just put it in like a little app, and it like mixes them together, and then it just sends it back to her.
That's cool. Well, that's neat. Yeah. Okay, so you've done this, which then so you've done the talent, and then you go to the ball gown, right? So what kind of gowns do do you go with? Okay, like how do you choose a gown? Do you choose like what's the latest in fashion, or do you choose what you feel more comfortable with? What's your take? Because I do the prom dress giveaway.
Yes.
And I love every bit of I love dresses. Erin, I'm a little I'm kind of obsessed with them too, like that. I love all that. But it's so how do you choose like what dress you're going to?
So for prelims, so like for Miss Future Heartland,
and prelims are getting that title then.
Yes, getting ready for Miss Indiana. So for prelims, you're allowed to choose your own dress, whether it's with your mom's, your dad's. Some people have pageant coaches. And I chose mine with my mother and then my old cheer coach, named Chantra. She works at House of K.
Oh, I know.
So worked together really well. And we originally just went off a color. So we can look in a section for a certain colored dress, and it can't be super tight fitted, and it needs to be kind of looser at the bottom, but still kind of fitted at the top. So we went for a color, and we chose blue. We landed on blue. It's a super fun color. We felt like if we'd done blue, then we were able to do pink for state. So Miss Indiana. So we done blue, and then from there we tried on 15 dresses. We tried on so many dresses, and we found one that I fell in love with. We still wanted to make sure that it was very modest, very fun, and very comfortable, but still something that I felt very beautiful in. And so we landed on a dress, a light teal color, and then I actually ended up growing out of it by the time I competed for Miss Future Heartland. So I had to very quickly invest in a very new dress, and it was a darker blue. Never competed in it before. I didn't love it, but I of course needed to get something very soon. I competed in less than a week.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so no alterations were able to be done.
Huge.
Yes. So we picked out a dress, and I competed in it, and then we actually ended up falling in love with it day of, because I was not super sold on it until I put it on with the heels and the hair and all that. And I curled my hair, my mom did my makeup, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was so beautiful. And then for state, you don't really you don't have a big say in your dress. Your director, which is the person who owns the pageant that you won the prelim at, so they'll work with your mom, and they kind of pick a color, and then he or she will find a dress that they like, and then they'll recommend it to you, but it's not really a recommendation, it's kind of like, hey, get this dress, and then you, of course, will first try to look into sponsors for dresses, and then, of course, you'll invest in the dress, and then any alterations that need to be done, you have to go through your director, because they only have certain people that they want working with, like, their pageant girls, just so that they can have, like, I guess the safety and the know that it's going to be done right, and then they approve, like, an alteration person, and then you send the dress away, and it gets altered, and then you hope it comes back in time.
Wow. So really, I mean, that's a lot of control there, you know, that they have. I guess to make sure there's no wardrobe malfunctions or anything like that, but I mean, really, it's like for them to kind of choose your dress, you know. Does that make you a little nervous?
It doesn't. I feel like my director, I feel like he definitely has my best thought in mind.
Sure.
But it was kind of awkward, I will say, in the beginning, whenever he was sending, like, me dress links, and I would look at them, and I was like, you know, I'm happy to see that that's something you think would look super good. And then I tried on, and I actually ended up falling in love with it. I think things online definitely looked a lot different.
Oh,
it did throw me off.
absolutely. Yeah. Until you put the, like, so the dress kind of chooses you.
Yes.
I always feel like that, you know, a lot of times, you know, because you'll put on that one dress and you'll just know. You know. So going back on the other one that did you ever wear the one dress, that first one that you fell in love with?
I was able to wear it from August to about November.
Okay.
And then I think we took about 2 weeks off for cheerleading because I had competitions on weekends and pageants are also on weekends. So I kind of had to decide
there. Goes your weekends, right? Yeah.
And took 2 weeks off, went to go put on my dress again, and she fell down, and we were kind of concerned. We were like, I didn't think this was going to not fit so soon, but I am a growing teenager, so we had to look into a dress super soon, and then we decided that we were just going to take, I think, a break off of pageants for a little while we found a dress, and then Harper reached out, and she was like, hey, I'm going to do this pageant, there's 2 titles, let's do it together, that'd be so fun, and I was like, okay, great.
I wish she could have come this morning. That would have been cool, you two, because you sound like you guys are really close.
Yes, actually, so fun fact, we hadn't met. Our moms were friends, and then she done a pageant, and we started talking online, because we didn't know each other, and, like, know of each other, of course, and we started talking online, and I think I was telling her things that I've learned at prior pageants, because the pageant before Miss Tippecanoe would have been her first pageant, so I was kind of giving her some insight, and then Miss Usual Harlan and Miss Tippecanoe was a double pageant, and she reached out and she was like, hey, I didn't win the last one, you don't have a title yet, let's go ahead and do this together. And then that was actually the first ever time we met, was that morning before the pageant, and we helped each other with makeup, and it was super fun. We're now, I think, really good friends. We talk pretty often, and at Miss Indiana, I think our rooms are going to be pretty close to each other, like our hotel rooms, because we're going to help each other get ready. So
that's really good. Okay, so going back then, so do they usually choose, like, fitted dresses or belt? You keep saying a big dress, or, like, do they go, like, with the poofy dresses? What kind of dresses do they usually choose?
Yes, so for Miss Indiana's teen portion, they don't like things that are super tight-fitted, just because it's very mature, and they want things to remain modest until you get into the Miss division, which is 18 and older, or out of high school and older. And then for teen portion, they like things that are super poofy, super out there, super fun, mainly colorful. They don't really like super dark dresses. Now, of course, if that's what you like, you can wear it. Of course, it's still up to preference, but they more so prefer you to still look like you're having so much fun. So my dresses that I always look into are dresses that are tight in the top, and then kind of high-necked, and then super poofy at the end. Quite, like, cupcaked out.
Like that. It sounds beautiful.
Thank you.
So let's talk. Erin, do you got any questions? I'm sorry.
No, I'm listening.
I don't want to leave you out. Okay, so let's go back to hair and makeup. Okay, so are you required? You're like in some your mom can do it, but then like some competitions you have to do it yourself, right? Or how is that?
Yes. So for hair and makeup, obviously it's up to your preference. If you like your hair perfectly natural and no makeup, that's perfectly fine. I like whenever I put on these big dresses, I like to play dress up at this point. I like to curl my hair. Now, for most pageants, I am allowed to come with my makeup already done. Now, I am there from, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. So my makeup's going to need to be redone at some point, and so is my hair. So at that point, then you're relying on kind of the sisterhood of all the girls that you're competing against that you just met that morning,
right,
to help you with your hair, with your makeup, and we kind of all help each other. Some girls are good at eye makeup, some girls are good at doing like base makeup, some girls are good at doing hair. Some girls have never gotten themselves ready, so we help them. And it's kind of, we all pitch in together, but I feel like I've never been at a pageant where we all have to do like our own hair and makeup. So,
because that can be, a little bit, especially lighting and everything, making sure, everything is good. So what about hair? Do you usually leave it down? Do you pull it up? And how do you make those decisions?
I commonly like to make that decision depending on my evening gown. Okay. Now, at Miss Hoosier Heartland, my evening gown had an open back, so that was a situation where I feel like an updo would be really nice, just because, I want to show off like a lot of features that this dress has. But for things that happen from like August to November, my dress was perfectly the exact same from the front and back. So I left my hair down and I pulled one side to the back so you could still show off like more of my face. But I think it just depends on your personal preference. Some girls don't like having their hair down at all, and of course they don't have to have their hair down if they don't want to. Some girls only wear their hair down, which does get kind of complicated in like fitness and talent, because you'll have your hair all in your face, but of course it's still up to personal preference.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting, because I think a lot of times, let's just, like, if you're just going out and you're picking, like, a nice gown or going to an event, it's always, like, do you wear it up? Do you wear it down? You know what I mean? And, of course, a lot of times it's not until that moment.
Yes.
You just kind of got to go, I think, a lot of times, you never know until you, just that moment how you feel. So that's good. So you can do an updo. That's good. Good. And of course, there can be simple ones too, that look good. So when you wear your sash, where do you wear it to? What were some of the appearances that you've been to, and what do you have going on in your agenda?
So you can wear your sash and crown just about anywhere you want to. It's kind of up to personal preference. Now, the only issue is your sash cannot be washed. Just because of the lettering and, like, I guess the material, it's not supposed to be washed unless it's at a dry cleaner. So you kind of have to decide, you're not obviously not going to want to wear it to, like, I guess, like somewhere that it could get dirty. But I wear mine, I think, quite a few places. I love wearing it. It makes me super happy. I wore it to meet my little at Cracker Barrel in Corden, and I think it just depends on who you're going to be around as well. I definitely had a few people ask me, like, hey, you're sitting down at dinner, what you wearing? And I was super happy to be able to explain it to them and let them in on what's going on. And at the same time, you also are going to meet people that you didn't expect to meet, especially a lot younger girls. And those are times where I like to let them, like, borrow and take pictures of my crown, let them hold my sash. My appearances that I have coming up, I think it's a meeting, but it could just be an interview at the Rotary Club later.
Okay.
I think lunchtime. And I think that's it. But that's also for today. Tomorrow's schedule is somewhere in my room, if I'm being honest. I wore my sash and my crown to the Special Olympics basketball game it would have been February. I wear it mainly places that have my platform around them. So mainly at appearances, you want to make appearances that revolve around your platform. Platforms can be anything from my Inclusivity Starts With Me.
I was going to say, what is yours?
I do Inclusivity Starts With Me. It is inclusion for sports, clubs, and activities for people with special abilities.
Awesome. How did you choose your platform?
I chose my platform. Last year I was on, it had been 2 years ago now, in 8th grade I was on a cheer team with a girl who had special abilities, and living in you know, being in middle school, you hear everything that goes around, and I think there were definitely a lot of controversial topics on if she should be able to be on the team or not. Yes, and it was something...
My eyes are bulging in the radio. It's like, what? Go ahead.
It was something that really, I think, affected me. I didn't understand why everyone was so confused, you know. We took the right safety precautions. She was the most uplifting person to our team ever. And so I was confused on why it affected other people.
Yeah.
You know, I would understand if it wasn't safe, but it was.
Yeah.
And so it was something that I was like, this should be normalized. This is something that everyone should think is okay, because it is. Everyone should be allowed to do what they want to do. So then, in the very beginning of my freshman year, I talked to the school about joining clubs that had inclusion. I wanted to get involved. I wanted to let people know that I am perfectly here to support anything that you want to do as long as it is perfectly safe. Mm-hmm. And I joined Lions Unified.
Yeah.
And from there, I ended up becoming certified to be an Indiana volunteer with Miss Phipps, and I, of course, am going to Terre Haute to work with Special Olympics throughout Indiana. And as a child, I had a best friend. She got in a car accident. She was internally decapitated. We loved doing cheer together. So it's something that has stayed with me my whole life on, I feel like everyone should be allowed who they want to be, and there shouldn't be a difference on people, on things they can't help.
Right.
So it's something that I just want to raise awareness to and let people know that there's always here to support. And you know, if you need a supporter, I'm obviously here, and I wanna help everyone. So.
Right. I'm amazed at this day and age that we're even talking that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And isn't that? I mean, that's amazing to me. Yeah. You know. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm a little. Wow. So with this, is it okay? I'm ignorant in this part because I don't know. Is there an organization actually that you're saying it's called your platform?
Oh, inclusivity starts with me.
Okay, but I mean, is there an organization that or is that just you just?
That is something that I just
come up with. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I didn't know if there was a founder, an organization too that went to bat for people too. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure that if it's here, or I'm sure it's everywhere.
Yes. So most people's platforms can be through an organization. I compete against a girl who has Dancers Against Cancer, which is an organization. Now, I do compete against quite a few girls who do have, I think, I don't even know what the word would be, a slogan, to shorten inclusivity starts with me, would be the inclusion for sports clubs and activities for people with special abilities. Shortening it would be inclusivity starts with me. But I do find that quite a few people's platforms or social impact statements are things that they personally just want to raise awareness for. Sure. And then obviously there are definitely organizations that go towards most of these things, but I guess they're things that we as a singular person stand up for.
Okay. Well, that's awesome, and it's cool to bring awareness and mm-hmm. and to have that. Yeah. So do you find that, so how do you, do a speech on it, or is this when you're talking to the judges, or how do you get this word out to everyone?
So,
there at the pageant, I guess.
Oh, I completely forgot what I was saying earlier. So appearances. Okay. Appearances are things that normally you're going to do towards your platform. So showing up at charity fund, showing up to visit people with special abilities or Special Olympic games and stuff. I did wear my crown and my sash to the basketball game, pardon me, and take pictures with people. It is something that I will speak on with my title. So at Miss Indiana, I will present my title, so Miss Use Your Heartland, and then I will present my name, and then I will present my social impact statement. Now this is hosted in front of hundreds and hundreds of people who will hear my name and my platform, and they'll put them together. And it's slowly and surely, as we see more and more people, you kind of just spread the word of inclusivity starts with me. I'm Miss Use Your Heartland, and it gets around to more people and more people as you go to appearances, as you go to these events. And I think from there, I feel already as a prelim title holder, I feel I have so much I guess, knowledge, like, given out to people as, like, what I stand for, just because every time I do things, like every time I meet with people, as I am right now, and every time I see people and anytime I'm wearing my sash, it is something I share with people because I want to spread the word as easily as possible. We also use social media. I have an Instagram page for Miss Future Heartland, and I post on there, probably not as much as I should, but I try to, and I post anything that I can to bring awareness to, because you know, you come across social media all the time. So I try posting on there to raise awareness, and I think that's what we're all doing at the moment in the Miss Indiana organization. We all post repeatedly because, I mean, someone's going to come across it, someone's going to see it, and hopefully it makes an impact on their day. So.
Right. So, because, I mean, it's good because, like, if you were sitting in the audience and you hear your platform as you tell it, it's nice to go into detail because explaining that, what it's about, you know, that's pretty awesome. You're with a good group. Angela Phipps, she's like, you're, you know, it's a lot of fun.
It is so much fun.
Yeah.
She is someone who I joined Lions Unified to start getting involved, and then she reached out to me actually whenever I was walking in the hallway, and she was like, hey, for track season we do have Special Olympics. Practices are on Sundays. I would love for you to be there, and the athletes would too. She is someone that I've loved working with so much. She is an amazing person, and she has let me get more involved by telling me, hey, we go to Terre Haute to work with the whole state of Indiana. You know, that's not something I would have just known off the top of my head. So her sharing those things with me have given me a chance to meet with so many athletes and have so many opportunities to be able to share it with other people. I definitely wouldn't be where I am with my platform if it wasn't for her.
Right. So, yeah, she's awesome, and she's, you know, good, that's awesome that you guys are, you know, together.
Yes.
I love that. So going back on the, and that's an opportunity too for you to wear your crown and sash and to talk with others and to, you know, to make a difference there too. Like, yeah. So then going back, okay, what is our date of the competition? Let's talk about that coming up.
So
what are we getting ready for?
We are getting ready.
The next chapter.
I have to be there on...
set up straight.
Yes, kind of. There's a lot that goes into this week. So I have to be there on the 12th.
Of June?
Yes. Oh. June 12th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Week, right?
Yes.
No worries over here.
And I leave the evening of June 18th. Now, obviously, that's not every day of the competition. The competition is the 14th through the 18th. But the 12th and 13th are days where I get to be up there. We can work on the stages on our talents, our fitness, our evening gown walk, and meet with everyone. Because these are girls I'm going to be with for the next week from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. So we try being up there quite a few days early so we can all get to know each other and build a bond, which I've never had an issue with. I feel like anytime we're around each other, we all know that we're with a group of people who, at the end of the day, yes, we are competing against each other, but we are all trying to change things for the better. We all want to promote, like, positivity. So it's a great group of girls to work with. Amazing people. And we build a bond. We have lunch and dinner together the first 2 days. And then 14th in the morning, we start interviews. And interviews is going to be that whole day. Then, depending on what group you're in, there's 3 groups. And I have fitness on the 15th, talent on the 16th, and then evening gown on the 17th. Now, other girls will have that in different order. Yeah. And then it goes into the top 11 girls. Now, the top 11 girls have to do everything again. All over again. You have to do all 3 portions. Yeah.
Here we go again.
So you kind of have to hope, especially like for talent, it's one of those situations where you kind of have to hope, like, vocalists, hopefully my voice is still holding up, and like my tumbling, I'm like, hopefully this is the exact same as it was the other night, because anything could change, you know? And then obviously on the 18th, that's whenever awards will happen, and one girl from the top 11 will of course sadly get pushed down, and then the top 10 girls will wait together on stage, and we stand, not we, but like all of us will stand who didn't make it in the top 10, will stand behind them, because it is still a sisterhood. We're still rooting for you, and someone will get crowned that night, and then we all take pictures together. and then we can all have that very long drive home. Obviously, if you're from the area, it's not super long. It's in Zionsville, so I have a pretty nice journey home, but super excited.
Zionsville's, where is that at? That's
a little bit north
I was gonna say
of Indy.
Of Indy, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it's a little bit of a jaunt there. A little bit of a drive. So really, you start from so you're actually going, I mean, your start date is the 12th through the 18th pretty well, right?
Yes.
So on the 12th, like, do you just get a hotel, or do they accommodate you, or where do you, like, stay, or?
So you have a hotel, you can book it yourself. Normally, we all try staying near each other and definitely near where we're performing, because you don't want to have to get up hours earlier than you have to drive all the way there. So staying at, like, hopefully the closest hotel. Keep in mind, Zionsville is booked out, because I'm competing against at most 30, 40 girls, and then that's just the teens, let alone the misses.
From all around
Indiana.
Okay.
Yes, and then the misses, there's 30, 40 girls too. So these hotels are booked out with people, with pageant girls, with family members, with directors, with pageant coaches. So it's really
Siblings.
hard. Yes, super hard to find a hotel. And once you find one, then of course you book it yourself. That's not something you do through the Miss America organization. And I booked mine. Happily, it is super expensive to stay up there, especially because it is so hard to find a hotel at that moment. And I have a sponsor, Sean Edge's Trucking. Happily was able to help us sponsor for our hotel, which is quite up there, if I'm being honest, for, you know, the 12th through the 18th.
Sure, yeah.
And
did you get one with a pool?
I honestly don't know.
Oh, that's my first thing. Do you have a pool? Okay, got it.
And then the 12th evening, you would think, you know, we're getting out there pretty late, so you would just be done with the day. No. That night, we all meet with each other
on the 12th.
Yes, on the 12th. That evening, I think it's more of just a get to know each other, and we all you can wear whatever you want to. I plan to, if I'm being honest, I plan to just wear a dress, my crown, my sash, and after that, go back to the hotel and get some sleep, get ready for the next morning. Because the next morning we have breakfast together, then we have a parade. Yes, because it's a huge thing in the town of Zionsville. Like, they know that they host Miss Indiana, so people from all over town come and watch the parade, especially younger children, and then afterwards we get to meet with some of the little girls and sign things and take pictures. Super excited about that. And then we have lunch together, and then you have rehearsals. So we go through our talent, our fitness, our walk, all as a group, so we're watching each other, which I think is whenever the nerves really set in, because you're seeing, like, wow, like, she is amazing, this is going to be super fun. And then we have dinner together. We kind of do everything together.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you go to sleep, because the next morning we are starting on interviews pretty early. I happily am, like, number 21, but number 1, I think she has to be there at, like, 6 a.m.
Ooh, hello.
And talking for 9 minutes about yourself at 6 a.m. does not sound super fun. So.
Well, going back on the parade, like, will that not be hot? I mean, like, won't that be, yeah.
Yes.
So, I guess that's open to the public. Like, if somebody wants to come up to watch the parade, that would be fun. And a parade's always fun. Do you have a parade dress?
I do. It is from Francesca's. So your parade dress doesn't have to be something, you know, very pageant-y, just something that you're having fun in, and definitely something super light and airy.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah.
So it's called baby doll style, and it's a dress from Francesca's. It has poofy sleeves. It's kind of fitted in the upper portion. It has like a U-neck, and then it's still kind of poofy. I do like the more poofier dresses that comes down just about to my knees.
Oh, fun.
It's white.
Oh, pretty. Pretty. So then will you be riding on a float, or what will you be riding? A convertible, or what are you riding?
I think we ride on a float. This is not something I have very much intel on, but they didn't tell us to bring our own vehicles, so...
Oh, no, they'll accommodate you. I'm sure it's going to be like a float or something, yeah. Sure. Especially that many, right? Can you imagine everybody trying to grab convertibles? So you'll do the parade, and then meals with everybody, and so really you're going to get really close to these girls.
Yes.
I mean, that's going to be a sad day on the 18th, no matter what. I mean, just losing, you know, because it's like, probably though, you might be able to stay in contact with some of them. Maybe.
Yes, because most of the girls who do this, you're allowed to start, I think you have to be 13 before Miss Indiana, but like Harper, she was 12, and she turned 13 just recently, so she will be 13 here at Miss Indiana. So some of these girls are doing it from the ages of 12, and you don't age out of the teen division until you're 18. And then obviously you're just, if you continue to stay with pageants, if you choose to, most people typically do. Most of these girls have done it from 12 to, I think the age cutoff is 26. And yeah, so you're going to be 12, then you go up to the Miss category. But, so we have some girls that are aging out this year, but they do plan to stay with it, so we will see them still at every other pageant, just in a different division, obviously.
But from 12 to 17, so that's your division that you're in.
Yes.
That's a huge growth from the age of 12 to 17, right? Don't you feel? That's a huge difference, you know what I mean? And you think back from, you know, because you're right there in the middle of 15. So
especially because this is my first year in the Miss America organization, and a lot of these girls have done it since they were 12. It was kind of scary going into it, knowing that they have all started building a bond. They've competed against each other. They've competed with each other. They talk to each other outside of compete time. So I went into it, my first pageant, I think super scared. And one of a girl who's done it, she's now 18, and she aged out, of course, this year. She gave me her number, and she added me into a huge group chat.
I love that.
Yes, and I was kind of scared at first, because it was during the day, like while we were competing, and I got added into a group chat, and she introduced me, and she was like, hey, these are all the girls that you're going to compete against for almost every pageant. These are almost every girl from Miss Indiana who's in the organization at this moment. And at the end of the day, yes, we are competing against each other, but these are your sisters, and hopefully you have fun. And I have quite a few bonds. Harper, of course, we talk almost every day. I made quite a few friends who reach out to me on a weekly basis. You know, we check in on each other, making sure, hey, how are you doing? Are you ready for Miss Indiana? I was invited to a girls' graduation party from all the way in South Bend, Indiana. Yes, she was like, hey, I know you're super far, but the week after Miss Indiana, I have my graduation party. I would love for you to be there. Almost the whole Miss Indiana teen division is going to be there.
That's cool.
And I was like, that's super fun. So I'm hoping that I can make that trip up there and go to that. But it's definitely something that, even though at the end of the day we're competing against each other, they are bonds that you're able to take home.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Throughout the state.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. So going back on the on the competition, so the 14th when you start the interview, so is that where you, like, do you guys all stay together, like, in one area, or are you still going back to your hotel back and forth?
So for girls, for numbers like 30, obviously she's not going to be there at 6 a.m. for number 1, and that's not a requirement. Now, I will probably be there about 7 or 8 a.m. since I'm number 21. They are 9-minute interviews, so I'm going to be there about 2 hours early, but I do want to be there for my sisters, and just, I think, to get prepared. I feel like, yes, I am prepared in my hotel room. I'm, like, ready for the day, but I feel like the nerves and the thought process doesn't set in until you're standing outside the doors, and you can watch everyone go in singularly, and then come out, and you can talk to your sisters, hey, how did it go? Like, are they scary? Because that's what we do at every single interview. And girl number 1, she's really not set up for the day well, because she has no insight to how it's going to go.
Yeah.
But she does set us up pretty well, and then, of course, we'll text each other and be like, hey, she said that they're super nice, and it's super fun, they asked me so many questions, and it's, I mean, of course, you can be there at the end of the day to support all the girls, but you don't have to be there that early.
So what do you wear for your interview?
My interview dress...
Do they have a certain outfit, or you just can pick?
You can pick.
Okay.
So typically it is something that you would wear to, like, a job interview. Girls wear jumpsuits, pantsuits, and then more longer, tight-fitted dresses. Actually, the dress I have on at the moment, I know you guys can't see it, but the dress I have on at the moment is a dress that I wore for an interview before.
Okay.
But my dress for Miss Indiana, it's black, it has ruffled sleeves, and it's tighter fitting, and then I'm wearing bright red heels.
Oh, there you go, that's pretty.
Thank you.
Oh, that's going to be fun. Well, I tell you what, we have just asked the questions, and you've answered them. That's pretty cool, though. I mean, really, it's a lot goes into it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We want to wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is cool. And so, and of course, when you're saying you're from, Salem and Washington County, I mean, how awesome. I mean, maybe there's some up northern Indiana that's not heard of us down here. So
I have written to that, actually, and there are things that I can tell them about Indiana, definitely, like some of the companies we have here. At the moment, I'm being sponsored by Born Boutique, and I tell them about the boutiques we have here. I love shopping at them for pageant apparel, for everyday clothes, and I more so I kind of spread the name. I've talked about our brick roads. I feel like that's not something that you have up there. I've noticed that. So I like to talk about things that definitely make us unique.
Yeah.
And I've had quite a few people tell me that sounds so fun, like that's something I want to definitely visit.
Yeah.
And
we've got great things going on down here, right?
So hopefully I'm spreading the word pretty well.
You get out there and you just, promote us, absolutely. Well, we want to wish you best of luck. And
Thank
we
you.
are rooting for you, and you're going to do great. Also Harper, too. And how wonderful, beautiful representatives that we are getting represented here. So in our community, for sure. So thanks for hanging out with us this morning, and best of luck. Erin, thanks for coming in on this Monday morning and hanging out too. And keep up the great work. Today we are promoting our Meadowview Healthcare Centers. Friday we'll be talking about Salem Crossing and all the great things going on there too. So let's take our sponsors.
We have Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Fox Pearly Wealthy Management, Ho Boys Barbecue, and Dr. Black's Eye.
I think a happy Monday, right? It's Monday.
Hello folks, Greg Martin at Villa Mart Store in downtown Martinsburg. So you're in the market for new appliances, furniture, floor covering for your home or business? Then Villa Mart Store is the place to go. We've got a huge display of many nice, top quality name brand merchandise in stock to select from at everyday low prices. So whether you're building or just replacing, Villa Martin Store has terrific personnel to help you all in selecting the right product, and also professional flooring installers to take care of your floor covering needs. Villa Martin Store tries each day to continue to buy USA-made products made right here in southern Indiana. As we are celebrating our 164th anniversary as the oldest family-owned business in Indiana, father to son and now daughter, Tanya, we appreciate all the business over the many years. So why not drive on out to the country and save a lot at Villa Martin Store? Villa Martin Store is located in the heart of downtown Martinsburg, or feel free to call us, Janice, Tanya, or myself, 812-967-3997, and we'll be glad to help you.
You may have heard the kids chanting about favorite freebies at Holiday World and Splash and Safari.
Free soft drinks, free parking, free sunscreen!
But there are plenty of favorite firsts and onlys to shout about too, like soaring on America's only launched wing coaster,
Thunderbird!
The world's longest water coaster. In fact, we're the water coaster capital of
the world!
For summer fun worth shouting about, find your family's favorites with tickets at holidayworld.com.
This is Melissa Jeremiah with Hoosier Uplands Home Healthcare and Hospice. Our professionals are available at 812-849-4447 to answer any questions that you have regarding home health care or hospice. To all the parents out there whose children are hitting a milestone this year, whether it be pre-K, kindergarten, middle school, high school, or a college graduation, kudos to you. Our family at Hoosier Uplands congratulates you on a job well done.
It's time to celebrate outdoors as summer approaches with lots of great deals at Walmart with gifts from mom and dad and graduates. There's always something at Walmart for all those occasions. It's time for those outdoor family gatherings, and everything you need is here at Walmart. There are great deals in the lawn and garden department on plants, flowers, and trees, and those new grills, gas, charcoal, pellet, or griddles. There's everything you need to set up an outdoor living area, outdoor rugs, furniture, and lots of bright colors and pillows. Don't forget all the variety inside, clothing, candles, cards, and lots more. As the temperatures get warmer, come check out the new clothing lines for the family, shoes, and a wide variety of swimwear. I think I'm going to need a bigger cart. There's something new at Papa John's, and you won't be able to resist this. Doritos Cool Ranch Papadillas at Papa John's. They're loaded with Doritos Cool Ranch flavored dressing, either steak, chicken, or seasoned beef, or you can create your own. A bold ranch seasoning will be added to the outside after baking, and will be served with even more Cool Ranch flavored dressing on the side for dipping and dunking. For something a little extra, try the Doritos Cool Ranch meal deal, where you get your Cool Ranch Papadilla plus a 20-ounce drink, a bag of Cool Ranch chips, and a side of Cool Ranch dipping sauce for only $10.99. Check out other great Papa John's specials online or stop by their location in Salem. Call today 812-883-3369 or to order delivery or carry out. Remember, check out specials like Wacky Wednesday or Customer Appreciation Day on the first Tuesday of each month. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Po' Boys Barbecue. It ain't barbecue if there ain't no smoke. New owner Bill and his family welcome you to try the St. Louis style ribs, meat by the pound, or try a variety of dinners with 2 sides. Looking for something lighter? Try sandwiches with pulled pork or chicken, brisket, hand-pounded tenderloin, or the half-pound Angus burger, or ask for the old 38, a sandwich with half brisket and half pulled pork. There are chicken strips, grilled cheese, and a quarter-pound burger for the kids, and smoked chicken wings, haystack onion rings, and French fries. And you'll love their #1 bestseller, the Pig Pin, which includes a heap of steak fries covered in pulled pork and cheese sauce.
Hey, this is Jewel, and like every other red-blooded American girl, I love the Rick and Bubba Show.
From Sweet Home, Alabama, in the No Name Studio, on the bleeding edge of technology out to the world on various platforms, both live and archived. Find them all at rickandbubba.com. We will get phone calls in this hour. Alapuca now takes over. Rick and Bubba University student working alongside Cam Solo as they both earn their degree in common sense from Rick and Bubba University. Common sense, of course, now deemed a superpower. So we'll get your phone calls in this hour. Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Helmsy, and Adler all here. There's Bill Bubba Bussey.
Rick, glad to be here, and thank all of you for joining us on the little party we call Rick and Bubba.
As your phone calls are coming in, Adler, let's go to the Biden cuts today. Biden goes today. Where'd it go? Everybody.
Basement Joe.
Okay, so
Basement Joe.
Here comes our president. Sometimes he, we've got a story today basically saying that Biden officials are admitting they just leave him alone on the weekend. And they adjust schedule to avoid tiring an aging president. That's a story today. So makes us feel good. There's nothing going on in the world that we need our president to be energetic and on the ball.
And available.
So anyway, I couldn't believe the staggering number of days he's taken off. Last time that was all calculated, it was over 200.
Yes.
So anyway, here he is.
He's hardly at the White House.
Now keep in mind that he's going to talk about, this is what the left does to you. On one side of their mouth, they're talking about controlling spending. On the other side of the mouth, they said they're going to raise your taxes, meaning it doesn't do any good for them to control spending because they're just going to take more of your money away. But anyway, so here he is making sure that we understand they're going to control spending but raise our taxes. Here we go.
We're going to do even more to reduce the deficit. We need to control spending if we're going to do that. But we also have to raise revenue.
Revenue.
Raise
what?
revenue.
Yeah,
that means coming to get you to pay the tax.
Taxes.
Yep.
Now he's going to assure you, and this is a lie because we already know it's a lie. But again, here he goes. And this one he gets mad at us. He really gets aggressive here, where he's going to let us know that no one making less than $400,000 a year is going to pay a penny in federal taxes. Of course, that's a lie. But here we go.
No one, I promise, no one making less than $400,000 a year will pay a penny more in federal taxes. But like most of you at home, I know the federal tax system isn't fair. That's why I kept my commitment, again, that no one earning less than $400,000 a year will pay a penny more in federal taxes.
Not true. The Biden administration has already raised the tax burden on Americans making as little as $20,000 a year. They've pulled this one on us before.
Well, let me ask you this.
So that's just not true.
If you are paying more at the gas pump now, if you're paying more for your grocery bill,
yep.
If you're paying more for your goods and services
energy
due to inflation,
yep.
That's a tax on you, and that's everybody.
Right.
Making a dime.
Everybody.
And look, and I do want the corporations to pay their fair share. We have the highest tax rate in the industrialized world right now, which is limiting growth and development of a lot of our companies. I'd like to see that trimmed down. But, Rick, you do have some companies like Amazon that doesn't pay a dime.
Well,
and I think those type loopholes need to be looked at and adjusted.
You know why they're not going to be looked at. you
well,
know,
yeah, because Amazon pays a lot of money to them.
right. You know what happens over in your coffer? I'm Amazon, and I give a bunch to the Democrats, and I give a bunch to the Republicans, and then suddenly, but you know what you basically are saying when you give that to them? There's a word for it. It's the oldest profession, and since human beings have been on the planet, what you're saying is you are still allowed to demonize me to the people. I have no problem with that.
I just don't write a check.
Just don't make me pay these taxes, because I'm going to fill your coffers every time y'all need something. I'm going to do it for both parties, so y'all both take care of me, and let's keep it down home, cuz. And what that means is eventually they tax the people that have no way to use the loopholes, and they're never going to change it because they benefit from it while telling you they're going to change it.
You know, with Amazon having literal billions of dollars in sales a quarter, I just don't feel like I, as a working person that gets up at 4 o'clock every morning and goes to work, should be paying more in taxes than they do.
And a flat tax would allow Amazon to still have huge profits, but also would help our government to have more money than ever from them.
And you know,
it's a win-win.
If you did a flat tax, and I'm not saying that is the end all.
I am. It is the end all to me.
There is, well, you could do it a couple of different ways. You could do it as an income tax. You could do it as a sales tax. Just knowing what you're facing, the uncertainty is what's killing business right now. People don't know what Biden's going to throw at them next. So they're not hiring people; they're firing people. They're circling their wagons, trying to weather the storm.
You're right.
And if they just knew what to expect, and they wouldn't constantly be, there's a word I'd like to use, I would say messing with it. They could move forward. But they're scared right now. I mean, I've talked to people this weekend that were in companies with people who were doing very good at their job, making their quota, and they've been fired because the company is preparing for a cold winter, so to speak, for the next few years.
So remember too, and I threw it in there, when Bubba's talking about if the cost of everything goes up, that is a tax on everybody. That includes this ridiculous, catastrophic, emotionally run pursuit of green energy. It's raising the price of all of our utilities and forcing us into inferior products. That affects everybody.
Yep.
Everybody. All right, here's Biden walking. I don't know.
Guys, this is a weird deal. I mean, just the fact he's reaching down to fix his pants leg is just it's an awkward moment here. Stays down there for a while now.
He's shuffling along. There he goes. And he's,
Joining our Commander-in-Chief in the reviewing area are the Commandant of the Marine Corps, General David H. Berger.
Shake it out. Shake it out.
Shake it out.
We need some static guard.
Did y'all happen to watch the thing that somebody sent me of the guy pretending he's the two-way guy talking to Biden when he wandered around on the stage?
Yes,
that was hilarious.
Really good.
I laughed really hard at that. Here's another parody.
This is a good.
This is a parody where Biden is going to blame Trump for the racist sandbag that tripped him. Now this is a parody; it isn't real. But
it's funny.
It's funny. Here we go.
My fellow Americans, these MAGA extremists are now using sandbags to attack us. And these are not regular sandbags. These are racist sandbags.
Right.
Donald Trump is now using ultra-MAGA extremist sandbags against us. So I'm directing the FBI to arrest him before the 2024 election. Thank you.
That's funny. Did you see the one, too, where Babylon B said they found a picture of these sandbags at the January 6th? That the sandbag was part of the insurrection.
It was there ready to go.
So there you go. There's the leader of the free world that we don't bother on the weekends, and we let him rest, and we don't want to have a tired, aging president who is doing all the things he's doing. And remember, don't you worry not for a minute. Nobody's going to pay any more than another dime federal taxes except really, really rich people. I promise you that. Even though if you took every dime the wealthiest 1% had, we couldn't run the government for what?
About a week.
But yeah. So you know it's a lie just because those numbers don't work.
All right.
We'll be back. Phone calls are next. 866 We Be Big is the number. Whatever you want to talk about. Comments, questions, bringing information to the table. We'll find out what you have to say, America, while you still can. More Rick and Bubba coming up right after this break.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
In this economy, we're officially entering a dupe session where we're looking for products that do the same thing at a better price. Our favorite dupe? Raycon wireless earbuds. With Raycon, you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for quality sound and essential smart tech listening features. Raycon also offers buy now, pay later options and an easy and free return guarantee. Right now, get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/Bubba. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/Bubba. Once again, buyraycon.com/Bubba. Helix Sleep does it again with an innovative kids mattress made to flip. Why? Well, the firmer side is great for younger kids when they need more spinal support to aid proper development of their growing bodies. You simply flip it over when they're a little older, around 8 to 12 years old, when they want the softer side for sleep. Handcrafted and assembled right here in the USA, Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders, including the kids mattress. Go to helixsleep.com/Bubba. helixsleep.com/Bubba. Folks, our longtime friends at Alabama Mountain Lakes Tourist Association have an amazing new podcast called Unexpected Adventures in North Alabama. There's so much to do in that area, and on the Unexpected Adventures in North Alabama podcast, you hear conversations with a lot of interesting people about all kinds of cool things to do and see in North Alabama. So just go to northalabama.org/podcast to listen and find out how you can subscribe. You can also listen on Apple or Spotify. Again, that's northalabama.org/podcast today.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Évidemment. Text radio to 64,000 to try Babbel for free. That's radio to 64,000 to try Babbel free. RADIO to 64,000.
Wendy's is open till midnight or later, so you can give in to the craving and go night mode. Now all of your favorite menu items just got their bedtime extended. You can get what you want even later, like the Baconator with 6 strips of bacon, or the perfect fries and Frosty Duo. If you're up later, then so are we. So go ahead and pull through the drive-thru. When the craving hits, go night mode at Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. All right, see ya later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary.
Can I help? Who's next?
Tom's part-time barista is now a full-time actor.
Oh, you didn't hear. He got the part on Broadway. Yeah, great for him, bad for our finicky cold brew tap.
Now he needs a star understudy to fill his open role.
And he made the best grande triple shot with oat milk caramel.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI. Or download the app today.
Attention, all you coffee drinkers. There's a brand new brew that you definitely want to make part of your daily ritual. If you enjoy delicious, good coffee like us, My Coffee needs to be your new drink. It's organic, which is so important because if not, then it contains chemicals banned in this country decades ago. You've heard us talk about MyPillow for years on this show, and now they've got My Coffee direct from the MyStore.com website. Go to MyStore.com, enter the code BUBBA to save 25% off your order of My Coffee. Or find a link at rickandbubba.com. Junk science, that's what the doctors call many of those fruit and vegetable supplements junk science because they use extracts of common produce department fruits and vegetables with very few health benefits. I take Field of Greens because it's the whole organic fruit and vegetable, not a watered-down supplement, and it's backed by a better health promise. Feel better with more energy by taking Field of Greens. And folks, we got you a 15% discount off your purchase at fieldofgreens.com with the promo code BUBBA. That's fieldofgreens.com for 15% off, or go to rickandbubba.com. here we go. 20 minutes past the hour. Phone troll time. 866 We Be Big is our number. All the lines are open. We're going to find out what's on your mind at 866 We Be Big. Alapuca's ready. If you dial right now, you